Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to transform this old raggedy wig that I had abandoned one day when I took off. I don't like the color, I did not pluck it enough, and I have a lot of got to be build up on it. So if you want to see how I wig to look nice, then just keep on watching. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to go ahead and start by washing this wig. It has a lot of got to be build up on it. I'm one of those people that you should not do this. You should always wash off the buildup because it's kind of hard to get rid of all the buildup once it builds up, if that makes any sense. But I'm one of those people who like to keep on applying more layers. When it's lifting, just put it back down. I wear it on my head for a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Herbal Essences Hello Hydration, and I'm gonna shampoo this hair really good. I'm gonna make sure it lathers up really good. And when I wash, I mainly focus on the lace when shampooing just because I have so much buildup on it. So I'm going to go ahead and let that sit for about a minute or two while I go do something else. Okay, so once that's done settling a little bit, I can wash away all of the shampoo so that we can move on to conditioning. So this part is where I go ahead and apply all of the conditioner throughout the hair, and then I go in with my powder brush and I make sure I detangle the hair during this step. Really important, I always detangle when I have conditioner in the hair. I find it's very easy to detangle this way, and plus y'all saw how matted it was, so it really needs to be detangled. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit for like 15 minutes just because this wig has just been crusting up in the back of my closet for a minute. Once that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it out. And as you can see, it's no more tangles in it. You also want to make sure that you can get any more of the got to be off the lace if possible. So once that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze out any remaining water, and I'm gonna go ahead and blow dry the hair. So this is pretty simple. It's not really much to say here. I'm just blow drying it until straight and dry. I do take a comb, I believe, just to get any more tangles out, because you don't want any tangles throughout the hair. You want to make sure you keep it detangled throughout the whole process just to make it more easier on you. And this is the hair blow dried. As you can see, it got fairly straight. I went ahead and deconstructed the wig, self-explanatory. I just cut off all of the strings in it. What do you call it? I cut off all the thread. But I'm taking my developer and bleach, and as you can see, this is the consistency that I like to have it. Not too thick, but I don't want it too loose at all. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that onto my lace, and then I'm going to go ahead and let that sit for about 20 minutes because I did bleach it before. It's just that some of my knots were not bleached in that process. When that's done, I'm going to go ahead and rinse off the bleach. And this is how it looks now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Shimmering Light shampoo. It's the purple shampoo. Any purple shampoo should do. You just want to get all that brassiness and orangeness out of the lace. And I'm gonna lather it as good as I can and let that sit for about another 15 to 20 minutes. I feel like I'm repeating myself so much, but we're just gonna go ahead and rinse out that Shimmering Light shampoo. And with this step, this should get like the last bit of got to be glue off, the lace, because I did have a lot of buildup on it, like I said. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into my Garnier Box Color Dye, and this is the Dark Intense Indigo. It's pretty much like a very deep blue black, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take that. I'm not really doing sections. I don't like to do sections when I'm just going dark because I feel like it is necessary, because sometimes you do miss spots, but it's not that serious for me, and you can't really tell. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it messily in big sections, and I kind of do section it out just a tad bit, as I go, just to make sure I get the middle some. This took me 3 box dyes to do. I'm not really going to talk much during this part because I feel like you kind of get what I'm doing just by looking. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and squeeze out the dye, massage it into the hair some, and continue doing that while sectioning in the middle. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap that up into aluminum foil and set it aside while I go ahead and move on to my lace frontal. So with my lace frontal, I am going into tinier sections because I want to make sure that it does not bleed into the lace, and that also I get, just in case I part my hair, I don't want to be looking crazy. I don't want to be caught out here. So you just want to make sure you section on the lace frontal. So yeah, I'm just taking small sections and a little bit of dye so that it doesn't, you know, splat onto my lace by accident or something from going too quick. And I'm just going as slow as possible. Once you dye the lace, it does stain it, so you want to be careful. And this is just a more close-up version of what I'm doing. I wasn't sure if you can see it from before. But yeah, very simple, self-explanatory. I'm just going to do half of the lace frontal because you get what I'm doing. We're going to go ahead and rinse out that dye. You should be wearing gloves, but yeah, I didn't have any. So I just went ahead and rinsed out the dye. If you don't have gloves, just so you know, your hands and fingernails will be dyed some. It's bleeding blue right now, but it's pretty much just a very dark black. It's only a little bit of a blue in the sunlight, and that's how I wanted it. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse that out and move on to rinsing out the frontal. And when you rinse it, make sure that the lace is upright at first so that it does not bleed, the dye does not bleed onto the lace. After the water is running clear, then you can kind of just rinse it out however you want to, but just be really careful with that. So I'm taking the conditioner that came inside of the box dye, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that throughout the frontal. And I want to say that I do finger detangle it. Yeah, I finger detangle it as I'm doing this, and I do the same thing for the tracks that I have inside the wig right now. And I do let the conditioner sit for about another 20 minutes. I just like letting conditioners and stuff sit, and shampoos too when needed, not too much because you'll want to dry out the hair, but when it's necessary and when it's a lot of buildup, I do like to let it sit. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and rinse out that conditioner so I can go ahead and get started with making the wig. So I am not the best with making wigs at all. I'm still a beginner. I'm still learning. The wig that I had made right here, the reason why I wanted to make it over again is because I had a vacation coming up and I was broke. I didn't have any money, so I was just like, what wig do I have in my closet already that I can just redo? But my point is, this wig was too small. I did get an extra large wig making cap, but I only got it because I'd rather have it too big than too small. I have yet to find a dome wig cap that I like still, so I'm just testing them all out. I just didn't want to test it out before going on vacation and then have like some crazy stuff happen. Okay, so I'm just taking my hairpins and pinning that onto the lace part of the wig so it can lay down flat while I sew it down. So I'm gonna start off by taking my thread and needle, and I'm going underneath of the lace while sewing it down. Like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. The more you do it, the more you learn, and the better and easier it gets. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start sewing down the tracks in the back. All I'm doing is going underneath of the lace again. Yep, okay, so all I'm doing is going underneath the lace again. I do not cut the tracks at the end, I just overlap them. The only time I cut it is when I get to the very top of the head, closest to the lace. In a second, I will slow down and show you how I knot it, and it's right here. I kind of just make a circle, and I put the needle through that circle and pull tight, and then I cut the thread and I knot it twice after that. And I hope that makes sense, but like I said, it's super easy. You just really just make a circle with the thread and then you pull the needle through. So I went ahead and saved y'all the trouble of looking through the boring video of me sewing down all the tracks. I'm really not doing anything else differently throughout the process, but this is what I do at the very top, where I'm securing the tracks closest to the lace. I do double track it in the back, and then I do single tracks up front, only because I don't want it to look too bulky when I put it onto my head. I want it to lay as flat as possible. And then I just cut the last piece of that track off and I am finished. So this is just me combing through the hair. This is where I go ahead and start plucking the frontal. Like I said before, I did not pluck it enough last time that I was wearing the wig, but when I pluck the hair, all I do is take down the baby hairs and I kind of just pluck randomly behind the hairline. I don't really have any type of special method for this, but this is what I do. Because I'm going to be wearing this side in front of my face, it really doesn't matter if I don't pluck it enough on the side. I'm really worried about this side over here. And this is how your lace frontal should look. So over here, I'm just plucking some of the baby hairs just so they're not super thick. I'm not plucking it so that it's bald. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my icy heat protecting spray just to protect the hair when I am curling it. And I'm also taking this oil and I'm gonna put that into the hair as well. Okay, so I'm starting out by sectioning the hair when straightening it. Okay, so I'm taking my curling iron. I got this from Walgreens, I believe, and I went in there the other day and I seen that they still have the same one. If you can't find it at Walgreens, they also have ones at Walmart too. It did not cost me over $25, but I'm just taking this curling iron and I'm just going to go ahead and curl all of the hair. I'm taking the hair and curling it away from the house. I'm going to go ahead and take the curling iron and curl the hair away from the face. And I'm just doing that throughout the whole entire head. So I'll show you this section right here, and then I will come back and show you the top section just so that it's not super boring. And I like to curl it a lot when the wig is off my head, just because you can really see what you're doing in the back. When you have it on your head, it's kind of hard to see the back of your head unless you get a mirror, and even then sometimes it's not the same. So I do this before I put it onto my head. And this is the front sections that I'm doing really quickly. And like I said, I am curling it away from my face. And I also do take the curling iron, or the curling one, I don't know why I keep on saying iron, and I do flatten where the part is so that it's not super bulky right there. This is the hairspray that I use to hold the curls. It's the Style Sexy hairspray, and I just spray that throughout the hair. Okay, so on to the fun part, applying the lace frontal. I'm using this stocking cap right here. And don't mind my crusty hair. Like I told y'all, I'm super lazy with my hair. I don't be doing all that extra stuff a lot of the times. I kind of just, can't nobody see what's happening underneath my head. So yeah, I just be abandoning stuff. But I'm just taking the wig cap and pulling it down. And I'm taking my Got to Be gel. And I'm just applying a small layer of that onto the wig cap just to secure it more, because I find when I use the spray, when I take off my wigs, my caps don't even be like secured for real. I don't know. Okay, so I'm taking my Got to Be freeze spray and I'm just spraying over top of that layer of gel, and I'm really getting where the ears are so that they don't move. I'm taking my blow dryer on the coolest setting and I'm turning it all the way up, and I'm just blow drying that until it is almost dry, but not too dry, because I don't like it when I can't like lift it up just a little bit more, just in case it's too far down on my forehead. And I'm taking these I think these are eyebrow scissors. Don't mind me. I couldn't find my scissors, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cut a line in the middle of the wig cap, because if it's not dry enough, I can tell, and I don't want to start cutting it on the sides. I don't know why, but I just don't like to. And I'm cutting as much of the stocking cap off my head as possible. You want to be very careful by doing this. You don't want to cut yourself or cut your baby hairs off like your real hair. So just go slow and take your time. I don't really mind when some of my edges are hanging out, just because if I was to put the wig cap in front of those, my wigs would be too far close to my brows, and I don't want that. So I'm just taking a little bit more of that Got to Be gel and smoothing that onto the wig cap, just so I can lay it flat with my blow dryer. And I also get my, what do you call those? Like the hair right next to my ears too. I slick those back. And I'm taking a flat rat tail comb and I'm just smoothing the wig cap down to make it as flat as possible on my forehead and the front. I don't really care about where my ears are because can't nobody see that, but where my part will be at in the front, I want that to be as smooth as possible. And this is where I messed up. I should have put this on before, because where I had the gel at, it kind of turned a different color. I don't know if that makes sense, but you can see it though. It turned a different color than what it really is. But I'm taking my Milani 2-in-1 foundation, and I'm just putting that all over top of the wig cap to try to match it with my skin tone. And I just put another small layer of Got to Be gel on my forehead. And some more blasting freeze spray. And make sure you have a napkin next to you, because sometimes the spray, some crazy stuff be happening sometimes. But I'm just working on the forehead part of my hair first. So you want to go ahead and blow dry that down after you have your wig on top of your head so it can be ready. I'm gonna go ahead and move very slowly. You don't want any of the hairs to get stuck in the glue and be there for like 3 days. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the wig forward and place it right over top of that gel. And as I do this, I like to have a comb handy just so I can comb out any hairs that do get stuck. And go ahead and press that down with the rat tail comb on the ends. And I do go back in and blow dry it just to make sure that it gets dry later. So I only put the gel at the very top section of my forehead, and I use the Got to Be freeze spray on the sides of my forehead. So I pretty much work in 3 sections when I do this. I see a lot of people work in one big section. I see some people work in micro sections. I like to do 3 sections. I feel like it's kind of in the middle, just so I can really see like what I'm doing. And then I go ahead and put my scarf on just so it can melt into my skin. You're going to see a makeup change in a second. This is like a filming day for me, but it was like a fail. I don't know what happened. It did not come out anything like I liked it, so I had to get up the next day and film again. So I let that scarf pretty much sit all night. And this is the next day. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that styling foam and just put it where my part is so that I can lay as flat as possible. And then I put it on my edges too, so I can go ahead and smooth and lay those. I only do one side because, like I said, one side is only gonna be visible. But as you can see, it's looking very natural already. But we're gonna go ahead and fix it up to make it look as good as possible. So I'm just making like tiny little swoops. I don't like to do too much with the baby hairs. That is how I transformed my wig. If you did like it, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos, and I will see you next time.